What if you were born with a condition so rare it affects only 1 in 220 million people, and doctors told you that you might not live to adulthood? That was the reality for Roy Lee Dennis. Born on December 4, 1961, to Florence, Rusty, Tallis, and Roy Dennis. He entered the world with craniodiaphyseal dysplasia, a disorder that caused the bones in his skull to thicken and grow abnormally. Over time, his face changed shape, and the pressure on his nerves threatened his sight and hearing. Doctors warned his mother that his life expectancy would be short. Childhood was not easy. Other children stared. Some laughed. School was a daily test of endurance. Roy struggled academically and repeated grades, partly due to hearing problems and frequent medical treatments. Yet he refused to retreat. He taught himself to read more fluently, worked harder when lessons became difficult, and faced the hallways each day knowing eyes would follow him. He was offered plastic surgery to alter his appearance. He declined. He chose to live as he was, not as others wished him to be. Beneath his unusual features was a teenager who loved motorcycles, baseball, and the music of Elvis Presley. He wanted friends, freedom, and a future like anyone else. Despite constant medical challenges, Roy pushed forward. His humor disarmed people. His honesty drew them close. Those who took time to know him saw not a diagnosis, but a determined young man. As his condition worsened, the risks doctors predicted became more real. Headaches intensified. Complications increased. Still, he continued to live with stubborn courage. On October 4, 1978, at just 16 years old, Roy passed away. The warnings had been right about his lifespan, but not about his impact. His mother's fierce devotion and Roy's resilience later inspired the 1985 film Mask, directed by Peter Bogdanovich. Eric Stoltz portrayed Roy, while Cher played his determined mother. The film introduced millions to his story. Roy became a symbol, not of tragedy, but of resilience. His life challenged assumptions about appearance and ability. He showed that dignity does not depend on symmetry, and strength is not measured by years lived, but by how fully they are used. When we look at someone who seems different, do we see a limitation, or do we look deeper and recognize a life just as complex and valuable as our own? Roy Lee Dennis did not choose his condition, but he chose courage, and that choice is why his story still matters.